Homemade candle, woot! It's kind of fun. So, I had a candle that was about, I have another one, so I can show you exactly what it looked like. There you go. That was the original candle right there. And eventually it burned down to about here, you know? But the crater in the middle was all the way down to the bottom and the wick was gone, if that makes sense. So you have a lot of leftover wax still, but nothing to do with it. So I melted it down and added a new wick and poured it, and there you go. You got a homemade candle. So I learned a couple things. I learned that the wick doesn't need to be anything special. That's just a bit of string, like buy at a hardware store, that I happened to have around. And when I was little, I always thought that the wax didn't actually burn. I thought that, you know, the string was the only thing that was burning, and the wax was just slowing it down or something. And I was obviously wrong. The wax definitely burns, and so the problem, if you're trying to melt wax, is you don't want it to start on fire. That's bad, right? So you can't just like take any old frying pan and just, you know, throw your leftover wax in there and put this on the stove, because it'll melt and then it'll turn to vapor and then it will start on fire, which is not good. So the answer is to take like a jam jar or something and put the leftover wax in the jam jar, kind of thing, and then boil water in the pan, and then hold the jam jar in the boiling water, and that's indirect enough that it doesn't start it on fire, and it gives it nice and even heat. It doesn't like hot in some place and cold, and so it melts the wax without setting it on fire. So that's what we did. And the other problem was, like a soup can or something like that is too big, right? It's too big of a diameter. It's about the same diameter of the original candle, and so pretty soon it's going to burn back down to the bottom, and you're not going to have much wick in that, because it's really wide, but it's flat. So I ended up taking a soda bottle like this, and cutting the top off, and filling that up with the leftover wax, and then it's nice and narrow, so you get a taller candle. And it works. It's actually kind of a circle, I guess, but you put it back in the bottom and it's just as sturdy, almost, as the original candle. Regardless, you don't want to bump it. It doesn't matter how sturdy it is, you don't want to be bumping your candle. So, as long as you're careful, I think you're fine. There you go. It was a fun project. Good times. Don't worry. This is probably a bad video to be like sending home, because you'll be like, Ryan's going to burn down his apartment. Nope. We're safe here. Right now we're sitting on a nice piece of metal, so that's pretty safe too. There you go. Good times.